One little note about the health bar complaint last video. At level 4, the problem is very rectified for these bosses, and Xtreme places all the boss refights at level 4. Look forward to that one. That said, here's Rainy Turtloid stage, a little window into the hell to come. Rainy Turtloid stage is a neat idea, racing against the clock to deactivate traps, but it becomes increasingly ridiculous as the power sources you're asked to destroy are placed in exceedingly retarded areas. As an example, this little stretch of nightmare-infested hell, coupled with large enemies that take about 10 seconds apiece to kill. Since this is the first stage that they become a real issue in, let me give a little background on nightmares for those who missed the overlong rant during the X5 speedrun. Nightmares are the definition of enemies you don't want to be around for more than 5 seconds at a time. Of course, X6 is littered with situations in which you and an army of nightmares are forced to get way too comfortable with each other. Just in this stage, I'm dancing around one section of level for a good deal of time, blasting stupidly small objects, while nightmares get to prance around me. And nightmares don't play by fair rules. They can move through any terrain, they regenerate unless you go out of your way to collect their stupid souls, which more often than not places you in harm's way anyway, and after 5 seconds time, they get bored trying to latch onto your ass and start going psycho. Any more than 2 nightmares firing tailing projectiles at you, or trying to literally teleport into your fucking body, are ludicrously annoying to avoid just when there's nothing else around you. And in X6, there are always numerous things around you. That's going to express itself beautifully in this godforsaken section I'm stuck in. The tail end of this part, when I have a combination of nightmares, bats, tailing seahorses, obtuse terrain, and sensors to blow up, is the first but certainly not the last or most extreme example of what the Christ were they expecting me to do here syndrome. It follows through into the last area here, although thank Christ the nightmares off this part out. I do not have time to play games with those bloody purple steroid addicts. It takes about 10 seconds to blow one of them up with the X-Buster. Now the pleasant on paper but painful in action solution to this is to just jump over the fuckers, since like all large enemies in the X series they have the most forgiving hit detection of pretty much any enemy. Now making these jumps isn't particularly hard since they're all the same. It's keeping track of the armada of bats that becomes a real issue. Oh, and just to foreshadow more entertainment, I need to redo this whole goddamn stage for one of the parts I need later on, and the secondary area the Reploid is hiding in comprises a more painful version of the last area here. These 2 areas of astute micromanaging and careful timing killed about 50% of my attempts here, and the other 50, sadly and time-consumingly enough, belong to the boss we're fighting right now. Rainy Turtloid is an unpredictable jackass who, on Xtreme, is basically guaranteed to use a nearly unavoidable attack, and to add insult to injury, it's such an intense trek to get to him that anytime I succeed, I'm a jittery mess who fucks up shots and prolongs the battle about 30 seconds longer than it needs to be. Now the attack in question really demands the entire rant about this fucker, since it literally defines the entire sum of this challenge. It's the normal meteor rain barrage, not the one oddly enough that's unique to Xtreme mode. This attack just slays you because he literally secretes the fucking projectiles all over the arena. You can use it on normal mode too, but the odds of that happening are less than winning the lotto. It's only on Xtreme that he likes to spam the thing. Now if you'll notice, Rainy Turtloid ramming a wall while you're on it is going to knock you off. And if you'll notice further, he rams the wall 4 times in quick succession during this attack. And he does this so fucking quickly and is such an oversized cunt that you can barely afford to deviate X's movement at all. You only have time to focus on avoiding Turtloid himself, not adjusting your placement to dodge his rain. Now before I undertook this challenge, I thought dodging this thing was literally impossible. The only reason I could do it in the boss rushes I made was because in the refight he doesn't actually knock you off the walls. I only recently found out the X-Buster can destroy the projectiles, and thank all the major fucking religious deities for that, because it's the only thing that makes this possible at all. Even then, you're still left to the mercy of luck, since the projectiles can literally fly out in any pattern and direction they want. And these are still the easy parts.